We move forward with our conference, and I know that this gentleman was in the United States, launching a very interesting project at the beginning of the month. Ladies and gentlemen, to talk about smart cities, the future of African development, case of Pokugara Estates. Let's put our hands together for Mr. Ken Sharpe, CEO of this talk.
Thank you. Thank you. Good. Do I need, can you hear me? Hello, hello? Do I need the mic?
I think so.
Okay.
I saw you with your laptop, so you're okay.
Are you okay like this at the back, or do you prefer this? Okay. The mic it is. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed. The topic for this conference could never have been a mere coincidence. If we look at the theme of Africa's urban billion, infrastructure renewal and development, and we look at our company's vision of putting 1 billion bricks in the ground by 2050, we certainly meet. And if we marry them, we will score even bigger. We know that architects are the people who make or break urban spaces, and their visions through their work or omission of the same. All of our work at Westprop are the designs of esteemed men and women like you in this room. May I hasten to say that you are the only people who can arrest the current urban decay in our cities and towns. You are the only ones who can stand up and design spectacular buildings that will stand the test of time. My topic for the day has been hived from the main theme that I've been asked to focus on, that being smart cities for the African urban billion. The African infrastructure trajectory, with special emphasis on Pokugara residential estate and Millennium Heights, which is next door to it, are opportunities that exist in our smart cities and room for collaboration. At Westprop, we are developing what we call the live, work, shop, play concept, which is the smart city concept, a mixed-use luxury residential estate. By this we mean that one can stay in the same development where one works. Our residents can play in the various social amenities and sporting facilities like swimming pools, tennis courts, squash, and many other games and facilities that we provide. All our developments have shopping malls, making it easy for our residents to do their shopping within the same complex. Our estates like Pomona City, which is a city within a city, we're going a step further to provide schools and church facilities. Even one of our streets there is named Church Street. Our reasons are very simple. We are providing a one-stop shop community where there's no need for commuting and queuing for transport. As we saw from the previous speaker, Moses, and I'd like to say, Moses, before you leave the room, if we have engineers like you who deliver such inspiring presentations, then I think our country is safe. But he was showing us the Neom city, and just like that, we believe that having smart cities in Zimbabwe is needed. Our architects have designed these communities, copying from the best global practices. Pokugara Estate and Millennium Heights, which fall under the Millennium City concept, comes with tailor-made facilities to cater for the tastes of the modern urbanite who understands luxury and is techno-savvy. It is a gated community that is manned by security 24/7. And safety, and I will say safely, that the Pokugara Lifestyle Estate is now one of Harare's most sought after live, work, shop and play residential enclaves. We're in the process of providing 24-hour security with fixed street cameras for continuous surveillance and access control to deter criminal activities. The estate combines the future of luxury living and gives, as alluded above, a connection to work, shop and play spaces. With the expected groundbreaking of the massive $100 million Mall of Zimbabwe now around the corner, and the development of the new $1 million themed wetland park, nature park, a clubhouse and other recreational facilities that we'll build, investors in the estates of Pokugara and Millennium Heights will soon be smiling and there will be residents abutting properties, Borrowdale West and Alex Park, whose properties will continue to rise in value. This is all because of what we're doing in the Millennium City estate. Mind you, we call people that have bought into our properties not just our customers, but our investors, because with each day that passes, the value of their properties is growing. I can confirm studio units that we sold in Millennium Heights Block 1 3 years ago were around $25,000. We've sold out of Block 3, which we are currently completing in the next 2 months, 112 units. And Block 4 is selling at $75,000 for the same studio unit that cost $25,000. The estate provides unlimited opportunities and advantages to the discerning homeowner because of the various amenities and add-ons that are at the disposal of owners. Pokugara residential estate of 151 properties is part of the much bigger Millennium Park, which has the Mall of Zimbabwe, Millennium Heights comprising of 1,000 flats, multiple office parks surrounding the wetland park, which we've committed as part of our corporate social responsibility to develop and build in partnership with the City of Harare, Emma, who wanted us to protect the wetland core. And as you've seen in South Africa, buildings can coexist with wetlands. In Cape Town, there was a good example just presented of one. We can re-engineer the eco-park with indigenous natural fauna and flora. Our estate provides unrivaled luxury, elegance, and a lifestyle experience that thousands of Zimbabweans have previously enjoyed on tours that they've taken in the Middle East, USA, Asia, and Europe. Ladies and gentlemen, if we're to succeed in our mission of building for Africa's billion, and may I correct you all that the 1 billion in Africa is no longer, we now need to talk of the 2 billion, which is a guaranteed number that we'll reach in Africa before 2050. Then we have to move fast with our planning and approvals of local development plans, of building plans as presented for approval by developers. There's a myth of the traditional African city with its hustle and bustle chaos, but I would rather build modern, sustainable cities so that our residents can feel safe and comfortable investing their money in properly planned and well-managed sustainable cities. If they can do Neom in Saudi Arabia, why can't we do Pomona and the Hills and Millennium City in Harare? People we tasked to run the affairs of our cities should as well be traveled well and averse and have an understanding of the global trends of what's going on. Within our cities, let us have cultural nodes that celebrate our African social culture of being together, centers that integrate and bring us closer to whom we are and whom we strive to be. This is where planners should collaborate. Architects, master planners, and developers need to sit in the same room and plan together. We've done that over the last 3 years on all 3 of our developments. We know that collaboration for smart cities is the more user-friendly cities designed are better than the cities designed exclusively by one group. I know that some of you have questions, but I'll go into this presentation that's been prepared for me by my team. And it's just to give a little bit of an insight to what we're doing in one of the developments in Pokugara Residential Estate. We're doing the same thing across the wetland park in Millennium Heights. So these are the locations of the two. If we take that whole wetland area in the middle, it's called Borrowdale Wetland, which is the green belt you can see highlighted. All the way around that wetland, we are building in the Flay, a mixed use with on the right-hand side of the screen, the Mall of Zimbabwe going into that piece of land, and next to the Mall of Zimbabwe on the left, and the northwest and southwest of the Mall of Zimbabwe site will be office parks. And then the residential estate is the one on the west that's highlighted in blue, and that's Pokugara Residential Estate, and Millennium Heights, the one in the south of that, highlighted in blue as well. And those 2 pieces of land are just over 30 hectares, 150 units in the top and 1,000 units in the bottom. Because of the increased rural to urban migration, we've managed the limited resources the city has. We need to manage these resources with responsibility. These include the land, water, electricity, and according to United Nations, by 2050, almost 70% of the world's population will be living in urban areas. Data-driven analytics will help us to develop the insights, agility, and improve decision-making to help coordinate city management efforts. In fact, we are living in the data age. We are no longer in the carbon fuel economy. We're living in the data economy of the world. And streamlining of delivery and services requires data. We need sensors and Internet of Things to collect this valuable data. Smart cities can and do improve living conditions through better transportation systems, enhanced safety and security, and access to technologically driven amenities. Smart cities can bring new business opportunities and new economic development opportunities for the city. This also applies to the Zimbabwean economy. Smart cities can reduce overall costs and infrastructure costs and enhance environmental sustainability and how we use our financial resources. Our strategy statement, which has a provision for the use of smart cities, is futuristic. With 1 billion bricks by 2050, we will pioneer world-class, vertically integrated, premium lifestyle communities in Zimbabwe. Using technology and innovation, we operate in a high-performance culture, delivering a trusted customer-centric ecosystem to live, work, shop, and play. Some characteristics at Pokugara, which incorporate into the smart city design, is things like energy use, utilities, safety, transportation, waste management, and public services. To fully utilize the finite resources we have, Westprop Holdings is building with the future in mind, because we understand that smart cities are the future of urbanization. We're integrating these smart city characteristics, and a case of this is the Pokugara residential estates. We have put in and are continuing to put in 24-hour security systems with CCTV monitoring, biometric access control, and we now have a new technology that we're introducing in the next few weeks that will take it to another level, where we'll have home automation and access control right into the individual homes. We're providing solar-powered access street lighting on the roads and smart home automation. World-class buildings complete with amenities, borehole water supplies in the homes, solar backup power, sporting facilities, gym areas, improved reticulation of the water and sewer that was provided by the city, backup power with solar and gas to ease the power of provision of electricity, and new modern buildings that improve the Harare city skyline. Green spaces, including the wetland park and other areas within the development to relax and rest, energy efficient insulation and lighting, water conservation systems, and algae gas supply to alleviate the pressure on electricity. In Millennium Heights especially, we have underground bulk storage gas, and we've reticulated all the gas provision to every unit so that they don't have to put gas bottles outside their buildings. The residents can live, work, shop, and play in the same estate, and there's no need to leave if you have all the required amenities around you. Pokugara is a good example of how we're prioritizing and pioneering the use of smart technologies, fostering social connectivity, safer residents, efficient homes, and creating inclusive spaces that add value to the residents. Thank you. I'll take some questions before we close. Yes, madam.
Good morning.
Maybe we can have another mic.
My name is Sharpe. Thank you for your presentation. I'm an architect. Could you please go into a bit more detail about the wetland park? What will that look like?
If I knew, I would have brought images. So we engaged local consultants who are specialists in landscaping and wetlands, and they designed a community park which will have rehabilitated the wetland itself, so the water that's supposed to be there that's not there now will be visible again, and that requires digging and allowing the water to come back into a natural pond. And there'll be plants of vegetation around it that suit that environment. And then there's a walkway around the whole park. So if we take the park, it's approximately 100 acres. It's a large park, it's a very large park. And there'll be walking platforms that are raised above the ground so people can walk around the park and enjoy the natural beauty. There'll be some play areas, some recreational areas, but there'll be no commercial activity within the park.
One more question for Mr. Sharpe, please.
Yeah, another question about the park. Sorry, my name is Cameron Bailey. I'm a structural engineer from Master Design Group. I'm wondering if there's been any thought about synergizing the wetland park with the development going on around, and as Moses talked about earlier, using those wetlands to treat the water that's coming from the buildings.
I think that's a great idea, and I like the presentation of the Cape Town solution to doing that, and I think it's something we should do. It's probably too late for us to do that because of the infrastructure we've already put into our residential developments, and I think it's a requirement and a responsibility on our regulators to look at some of the more advanced features of how you can integrate nature and development together. When we were issued our EI certificate, which goes back to, I think, 2015 on this wetland, we were told in the EIA as part of the conditions that we were not allowed to have any contaminants or any interference whatsoever with the wetlands, so we had to completely separate it. And I think that they missed the point there, that if we had allowed for the water that could be put back into the wetland, it would actually help the environment and not destroy it. And it would help the city by putting less pressure on them. So I think it's something definitely that they should consider, and we can't do more than what they tell us to do. So we will be guided by whatever conditions and regulations they put on us. Any other questions? Yes, over here.
Thank you for the presentation. I really just wanted to find out when is the stage and when do you implement the solutions which you're proposing on wetlands, the lakes and stuff? At what stage does that come in? Because right now it's all this construction.
Yeah, so there's been some media attention in the last few months about the wetland. There was a Chinese company that was given permission to build on the wetland. A lot of people thought it was us, but we're not building on the wetland. And there was some arrests made by the authorities, and the culprits who allowed that illegality to happen have been dealt with. I'm not sure when the city will have, because they'd actually transferred the land illegally. I'm not sure when they'll have the land transferred back to themselves, but we remain ready to start the implementation of the plan immediately. So as soon as we've given the go-ahead, within a few days we'll mobilize and start. The whole plan has been done and we have the funding available, so it's ready to be implemented on our side. We're waiting on the side of government to tell us when to go ahead. Anything else? I'll just close then with a thought for the future. I was standing in Washington, D.C. about 2 weeks ago presenting the Hills Luxury Estate, which is Zimbabwe's largest and most exclusive development that we are launching on the 2nd of May. This development is the first branded residences in sub-Saharan Africa. Some of you architects will know what I'm talking about when I say branded residences. South Africa doesn't even have branded residences. We're bringing a luxury, ultra-luxury 5-star hotel to the development, and we're building a PGA Championship golf course, which has already commenced. It started in November last year at the golf course, and it's going according to plan. It's a $10 million upgrade of the previous golf course. And in that development, we have 860 homes that are being built at a level that Zimbabwe's never seen yet. And that will surprise many of you architects and town planners, because it's on a part of the city that was seen as maybe middle income. Melbourne, Merrick Park, that area is where it's located. But if you think of the future of the city's expansion, going out to the new smart city in Mount Hampton, with the new bypass highway that will go from the airport. That is what we've targeted as a potential development node. And we've actually chosen that in preference to our other developments in Borrowdale and in Pomona, which could have been seen traditionally as the more desired areas to be. We've chosen the western part of Harare to make the most exclusive development. So all I'm saying is keep your minds open, because all things are possible. Thank you.